Hi everyone, it's Rax. Day 2 of Gamescom with Diablo 4 delivered significantly more than the first day. We had a little meme video yesterday where we didn't really hear anything. That is not the case today. I am quite sure if any of you are fans of Diablo 4, you're going to like some of the updates we're going to share today. I've taken a couple of clips that I'll show you to save you time, and let's just dive right on into it. So they dove deeper into the mercenaries and they explained the different kinds that you have. You have the shield bearer, you have the berserker crone, you have the cursed child, which can kind of turn into a demon. I admit that's actually pretty cool. And you have the archer. Now, you can hire mercenaries and they're going to have a skill tree, which already makes them pretty interesting. Better than the followers in Diablo 3, which they had 4 choices, but it was pretty much nothing. But there's a very, very cool mechanic that they have called reinforcement. You can set the mercenary to help you either in a certain situation, like when you're crowd controlled, or you can set the mercenary to do certain abilities attached to certain ones of your skills. So we have a clip here of them explaining that.
There's this really great reinforcement ability where you can take one of the mercenary skills and attach it to one of your powers so that when you use that skill, it calls them in to do a specific skill.
So that's actually a pretty awesome idea. And if the mercenaries are going to be actually helpful with us, I'm sure there's actually going to be a lot of min-maxing that you can do here. For example, it says here you can use a reinforcement ability when you're crowd controlled. So this might be a good way for them to cast something very specific and hardcore to keep you alive. Or maybe you get really far into the raids and there's this one mechanic that you just can't do and it's like a guaranteed death or something. And maybe you can help have your mercenary cast like an invulnerability for 1 second when a certain thing happens in order to dodge it or something. I don't know, but I have a feeling if the mercenaries aren't complete crap, that there will be some very cool ways that we can use this feature in the endgame. You're going to earn rapport to pump up your mercenaries. I believe there's 10 levels of it, and if you earn additional rapport beyond it, you're going to get pale marks, and then you can barter with your mercenaries as well. So they're actually introducing a lot of things here. So you can have a hired mercenary, a reinforced mercenary. They have a skill tree. You can barter with them. You can level them up. This actually looks like maybe a real system. This is a lot more than we have gotten in different mechanics in Diablo 4 on the launch of a mechanic. So, I like it. It's more than I thought we were going to get. Now we have the threat in the Dark Citadel, and it looks like it says that you are gonna have to go in with 2, if I'm understanding it right. I wasn't seeing anything here that's showing where you can go in with 1, but let's see what they're showing us here on the Dark Citadel. We can actually see some gameplay.
The Dark Citadel is a new in-game feature that's coming in Vessel of Hatred. It's an entirely cooperative player experience.
Entirely cooperative.
Within it are based around you working together with your party members to solve the challenges and face the first Khazra hordes within.
One of the outcomes of the Mage Wars is this giant crater and all the souls that were kind of lost in it from those wars.
The goal of the first Khazra, who are kind of the original Khazra, they're using the powers within the Citadel found within this crater to perform experiments to try and bring back their dark god.
Only recently, people have started going missing. They head into the Khazra region, they disappear, never to be seen again. So it's clear that whatever they're planning is about to come to fruition, and your job as the players to get in there and stop it.
Citadels are a place where we take what is the best part of Diablo, combat, and we test it in a different way, which is adding in cooperative mechanics that you have to manage on top of that.
For example, a boss has an attack. As a player, you have to collect an item that allows you to reflect the attack.
Shoots the ball,
back at him. So
and you have to reflect it back.
Mechanic there, where you actually have to time your reaction shot. What's interesting about it is when you get multiple people in there, we're each responsible for reflecting that shot once, so we all have to sort of master the timing of that move. You can't do that kind of thing without coordinating as a team, and that's sort of the example of what Citadel gameplay feels like.
So, again, from listening to that one more time, doesn't sound like you can do it solo. We'll see if I'm wrong. The comments can correct me if I'm wrong. but they're going to implement some mechanics that are not just Zerg the boss down. And it sounds like similar to Lost Ark, if you've ever played that game, where a lot of times one person cannot just carry it for you. It sounds like every person is responsible for reflecting it back in this endgame mode. I have a feeling that the opinions on this are going to be mixed. Some people are going to think that's really cool and a cool way to do the raids. Some people are going to be very upset if you can't do it solo. Some people are going to love it. I think it's pretty cool. It looks like there's going to be a lot of things to do, so something different. Compared to some of the Lost Ark bosses, reflecting one singular ball back at the right time is nothing compared to what is possible in this game. I don't think they'll ever make it as hard as Lost Ark, but maybe there will be like an uber mythic version that's insanely hard. So let me know what you think about that. I'm open-minded to it. I think it could definitely be fun. So it explains how you're going to unlock it. And another thing that they talked about is there are going to be weekly rewards, and it sounds like they might potentially rotate, and some of them will be unique to the Dark Citadel. And one of the things that they talked about, which I'm sure a lot of you are going to rejoice on, is in this clip. I'll just let them share it, and hopefully there's a smile that comes across your face here.
Between players to overcome challenges. Every week there's going to be updated rewards, so there's always a reason to go back and do it again because there's going to be some new stuff in there, including one very big fan requested feature, which is our scroll of retempering. So no more bricked items. You'll be able to apply the scroll and get all new tempering charges on that item. So I know everyone's very excited about that.
Scroll of retempering. Thank you, Cajun, for clipping that for me, buddy. I appreciate you. Longtime mod and friend of mine. Scroll of retempering. Finally, if you go through the normal tempering system and you finally got that 3 GA godly item and you bricked it, you can do some of the end game activities in the expansion. You can get a scroll of retempering and go again. So I like this idea. I feel like this will solve things. I wouldn't mind also if this is pretty rare. Of course, I want the casual players to get in there and be able to get a few of these to retemper. But I also don't mind that retempering is something that you work toward. Like, oh shit, I only got one of the things on my staff. This is stupid. Well, you got to play like that for a few days, farming the scroll of retempering. I finally got it. Boom! I get all these additional chances again, and then hopefully you can hit it. I'm pretty happy with that solution. It's way better than what we have now. I'm glad that Blizzard is listening. Speaking of listening, another one you guys are gonna love: Party Finder. Look at this. Party Finder. You can see a lot of things from the screenshot. There's a lot of different activities that you can do. You can say, oh, I'm competitive, or I'm a completionist, or I want to be on voice chat and I want to be chatty, da-da-da-da-da. Thank God there's really no way for us to team up with our friends in the game. A lot of beautiful things are coming. Then they're talking about the underbelly of Kuros City. This is another multi-stage time attack dungeon. And it says it's perfect for leveling. Well, I'll be the judge of that. I'll go in there and I'll do the XP calculations. But admittedly, Blizzard has been doing a lot better about this stuff. Maybe part of the reason is they're so sick of me every single season sending them spreadsheet after spreadsheet after spreadsheet after document after document. If this doesn't work, you said this would do this, it doesn't do this. So like, Jesus, somebody please make this work so Rax doesn't send us another document. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I would love to not make these spreadsheets anymore. So maybe it will be really good for leveling. A lot of really cool things that they're going to talk about here. And they said that there's a lot more coming. They said they're going to tell us a lot more, I believe, on August 29th, if I remember correctly. So 8 days from now. So I'm very looking forward to it. And there's new progression systems. Again, here it is on August 29th, where they're going to tell us a lot more. There's going to be new bosses. And then you can get these wings right now and pre-purchase, and you get all this stuff. So that's the update, guys. And so we're getting more info on stuff on the 29th. Oh, another thing, by the way, one more thing before I forget. There's a new progression system. So this shouldn't be that much of a surprise because a lot of people have been seeing little screenshots here and there of the level cap being 60 and then the Paragon building after that. This has been leaked, and it sounds like with this new progression thing, they aren't literally confirming it, but it looks like something is changing. So they said that the leveling is just going to be more rewarding. So what does that mean? Well, I have no idea, but we're going to find out on the 29th, hopefully. And I have a little feeling that even all of this, even the further deep dive on the 29th, is still not all that they have in the expansion. I have a feeling that there's more that they aren't telling us. When are they going to tell us? I have no idea, but let's keep an eye out here. And little by little, this expansion is actually starting to seem worth it. New character, new mercenary system that actually has a bunch of things attached to it. We have the group finder. We have, and by the way, they did say some of these features are available to people who don't purchase the expansion. I should mention that. They mentioned that as well. I think all the stuff in the new area is the expansion only, but I think things like the group finder, for example, I think are coming to the core game, if I remember correctly, and anybody in chat can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's starting to look more and more bright. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel here, and I'm starting to think that this actually might be a lot of fun. So let's stay tuned and see what they have coming for us coming up. Thank you.